What's going on, guys? This is Ronak from PR Tech Reviews, and today we are going to be going over the pros and cons of the LG G Watch R. Let's get started. So right off of the bat, you can see the watch interface I used. I don't usually use this interface because I have a third-party app of my own, which I prefer over this because it's a custom app, and I basically customized how I wanted my watch interface to look like. So here I'll just go through and I'll look through the other interfaces so you guys can see a glimpse of what some of them look like. And there's my third-party app. As you can see, it's customized. It might not be good for you, but I like it. It shows you analog and digital when the screen is like on, it's always on display, which is a really cool feature, just saying that. It is useful. It does not drain the battery, even though some people say it is a major killer for the battery. I don't think that it affects the battery life of the LG Watch R too much, but it does factor because the screen's always on. So to adjust the brightness, what you do, you hold on the power button and you get to the settings and you click adjust brightness and you go all the way to 1, and that's the lowest, and 6 is highest you can go. So yeah, it is an OLED screen. The OLED screen is amazing. Inside I usually have it at either 1 or 2. I don't need the screen to be too bright indoors. When I'm outside, I usually have it from 4 to 6, depending on how bright it is outside. So onto the leather. So the leather is made of genuine leather, as you can see on the back side right here. It is made of leather, obviously, and it does not feel like completely premium leather. It kind of feels like a mixture of plastic and rubber. It is genuine leather, as it says on the back strap. Something I don't like about the leather is that if you wear it for a continuous amount of time, you're gonna see an indentation occur where you put the little strap on, with the little hole. That area you're gonna see indentation, kind of like you see here. Also, you're gonna see little wrinkles in the leather, but that's just normal leather being normal. All types of leather do this, but I mean, it kind of takes away from the $300 cost. It should be a little more premium. Hopefully it would last a little longer, but as long as it doesn't get any tears, I'm completely fine with it. Alright, so in the comfort department, the leather is comfortable, the straps are comfortable, it's not too hot, not too cold. You would think that because it's has like a processor battery, you'd think that the watch would get hot, but it doesn't. Also, the buckles do play a major impact on the comfort. Now the LG G Watch R, I would classify this as a little bit larger than a medium-sized watch. I wouldn't count this as a large watch, I think it's a little larger than a medium watch. If you would compare it to the Moto 360, this would be just a tad bit bigger. But honestly, I think comfort-wise, it's not bad. I have a smaller wrist, and it's fine for me. It looks a little bit big, but I think it's fine. It's not gonna hurt me or anyone else. But yeah, the thing that the buckles do is that it just basically makes the watch bigger because it holds on to the straps. This is a necessity, and it makes the watch look a little more premium, and I kind of like that. Although it does take away a little bit from the comfort department, it adds on to the aesthetics, and I think if you're gonna pay for a $300 watch, I think that you want it to look nice. So another big thing that a lot of people have been asking about is the battery life. Like I mentioned a little bit in the beginning, the battery life is impacted by the always on display, but not significantly. Maybe like 5 to 10% due to the always on display. The factor that impacts the battery life most is how much you use it. It's not going to be about always on display or turning Bluetooth off when you don't need it. It's going to be how much you use it. So if you're going to be using it at least half an hour every hour, you're going to drain very fast. And I don't mean like you're going to turn it on and then check the time, turn it off. That's not using. I would classify that as like using your apps continuously for 30 minutes. That would drain your battery. But if you're gonna just have it as a watch with the always on display on, just to see notifications, text back every now and then, check the time, whatever, play a little bit, I think you should last the day with a good amount of battery left at the night when you charge it. So the heart rate monitor, I honestly don't use this at all. The only times I have used it is when I first got the watch and I was testing it out, and when I was showing to my friends, hey, look, it has a heart rate monitor. That's the only 2 times I've actually used the heart rate monitor. Obviously, you can see right now that the green light turns on when the heart rate monitor is monitoring your heartbeat. Well, that's what it's supposed to do, right? So yeah, I don't think that I'm gonna ever use that heart rate monitor unless it's an emergency, maybe. I don't know. I don't see this impacting my life at all, so I don't know. This is just another cool feature that's part of the LG G Watch R. So those are kind of the pros and cons of like the outside of the watch, like the leather, the comfort, and all that. So I want to start getting into the integral parts, the software, what's good about that and what's not. So I'm just going to go ahead and list out all the cool things and the good things that I like about this watch integrally. So one good thing about this watch is that you can change the watch interface whenever you want, however times you want, and you don't have to worry about you looking out of date or out of style for your event. So let's say you're going to like a party, you want to dress classy. There are a good amount of classy watch interfaces that LG provides you with. Along with the third-party app, obviously, you can have as many interfaces, whatever, as you want. So a pro about this is the Google Voice thing. It's not dead accurate, especially if it's some unique words that you're not going to use very often. So you can not exactly hear me talking, but I was testing out and I was talking about the watch and it completely missed it. It started talking about Odysseus or something. So yeah, it kind of failed in that section. But if you're going to talk about like just simple things like text mom to get milk, it's going to pick that up. To open your apps, the first thing you need to do is tap the screen, then scroll all the way to the bottom until you see the start icon, click that, and then your apps are there. What I would prefer is that there's like a slide on thing, kind of like the mute function or the time where you slide it from the top to bottom, and you do something like that and your apps are right there. So I wish there was an easier way to access your apps so it wasn't so complicated. And there actually is an app that does that. It's kind of like an extra launcher, if you will. But yeah, I'm going to do another app review of the launcher and that custom watch thing. So stay tuned for that. Alright guys, that wraps up the pros and cons of the LG G Watch R. Remember to subscribe to see more info on this Watch R, because I will be posting several videos such as apps, more very detailed into like the comfort or what I see wrong with it. So if you want more info on that, remember to hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, hit that like button too. It's like what, like 5 inches away from that subscribe button, right? Alright guys, that was it. I'm Ronak from PR Tech Reviews, and I will see you in my next video.